The atmosphere in Carver Hawkeye Arena crackled with anticipation. The energy was palpable, a living, breathing entity that seemed to pulse with every heartbeat of the fans. The stands were packed to the brim, a sea of black and gold with every eye fixated on the court. The air was thick with the scent of popcorn and the sound of sneakers squeaking on the polished hardwood floor. It was a night that promised something special, something unforgettable. Caitlin Clark, the Iowa Hawkeyes' dazzling point guard, stood poised at the top of the key. Her eyes were locked onto the basket, her mind a whirlwind of calculations and muscle memory. She had been here countless times before, but tonight felt different. The weight of history pressed down on her shoulders, but she wore it like a mantle of destiny. Her teammates spread out around her, creating a perfect formation, each one ready to support her in this pivotal moment. She had been a force of nature all season, her play electrifying fans and leaving opponents bewildered. Her dribbling was a blur, her passes laser precise, and her shooting nothing short of spectacular. Tonight, history awaited. The crowd knew it, her teammates knew it, and most importantly, Caitlin knew it. Every game had led to this moment, every practice, every shot taken in the solitude of an empty gym. It all culminated here. With a flick of her wrist, the ball arced through the air, a perfect parabola, destined for the heart of the net. Time seemed to slow as the ball sailed, the entire arena holding its collective breath. The spin of the ball was hypnotic, a dance of physics and skill. It was a shot she had practiced thousands of times, but this one carried the weight of history. The crowd erupted as the three-pointer swished through, the net barely moving. It was a moment of pure, unadulterated joy. The sound was deafening, a roar that echoed through the rafters and seemed to shake the very foundation of the arena. Fans jumped to their feet, hugging strangers, high-fiving, and screaming in delight. It was a moment that would be etched into the annals of sports history. Caitlin Clark had just broken Diana Taurasi's long-standing WNBA record for most three-pointers made in a single season. The scoreboard flashed the historic number, and the realization of what had just happened began to sink in. Her teammates rushed to her, enveloping her in a jubilant embrace. It was a record that many thought would stand the test of time, but Caitlin had shattered it with grace and determination. The crowd roared its approval. It was a symphony of human emotion, a collective outpouring of admiration and respect. The fans knew they were witnessing something extraordinary, a moment that transcended the game itself. It was a celebration of talent, hard work, and the relentless pursuit of greatness. Clark, ever humble, simply smiled and acknowledged her teammates. She knew that while individual accolades were wonderful, it was the team that made it all possible. Her smile was one of gratitude, a silent thank you to everyone who had supported her journey. She pointed to her teammates, signaling that this achievement was as much theirs as it was hers. But in the back of her mind, she knew this achievement wouldn't go unnoticed. It was a milestone that would be talked about for years to come, a new benchmark for future generations. She allowed herself a moment of reflection, thinking about the countless hours of practice, the sacrifices, and the unwavering support from her family and friends. It was a journey that had led to this pinnacle of success. It was a direct challenge to the reigning queen of the WNBA, Diana Taurasi. The torch had been passed and a new era was beginning. Caitlin Clark had not only made history but had also set the stage for an exciting future. The rivalry between these two legends would be one for the ages, a testament to the ever-evolving nature of the game. The world of basketball was watching, and the future looked brighter than ever. News of Clark's accomplishment reached Diana Taurasi in Phoenix. The veteran guard, a three-time WNBA champion and living legend, watched the highlights with a mixture of amusement and disdain. Taurasi, known for her fiery competitiveness, didn't take kindly to anyone, especially a rookie, encroaching on her legacy. She had spent years building her reputation, and she wasn't about to let a newcomer overshadow her achievements. As she watched the highlights, her eyes narrowed, and a smirk played on her lips. The footage showed Clark's impressive performance, but to Taurasi, it was just another rookie trying to make a name for herself. She had seen many come and go, and few had the staying power to truly challenge her. Taurasi's competitive spirit was legendary. She thrived on challenges and used any slight, real or perceived, as fuel to elevate her game. The idea of a rookie, no matter how talented, stepping into her spotlight was unacceptable. She was determined to remind everyone why she was the best. When asked about Clark's record-breaking performance, Taurasi's response was curt and dismissive. She didn't mince words, making it clear that she believed rookies needed to earn their place in the league. Her tone was sharp, and her message was unmistakable. "Rookies haven't earned the right to talk," she scoffed. Her words were a direct challenge, a gauntlet thrown down for Clark and any other newcomer who dared to think they could compete with her. Taurasi's confidence was unshakable, and she wanted everyone to know it. "Let her win a championship or two before she starts comparing herself to me," she added, her voice dripping with condescension. It was a bold statement, one that underscored her belief in her own superiority. Taurasi had the accolades to back up her words, and she wasn't afraid to use them. The words, laced with venom, sent shockwaves through the league. Players, fans, and analysts alike were taken aback by the ferocity of her comments. It was a stark reminder of the competitive nature of the sport and the high stakes involved. The WNBA world was stunned. Taurasi's comments dominated headlines and sparked intense debates. Some admired her candor and competitive fire, while others felt she had crossed a line. The league was abuzz with reactions and everyone had an opinion. Taurasi's comments were seen as unnecessarily harsh, even disrespectful. Critics argued that she should have shown more grace and sportsmanship, especially towards a young player who had shown great promise. The debate raged on, with no clear consensus. Caitlin Clark, a rising star who had shown nothing but humility and sportsmanship, had been publicly put in her place by the league's most dominant player. Despite the harsh words, Clark remained focused on her game, determined to prove herself on the court. The stage was set for an epic showdown, and the world was watching. A few days later, Clark's Iowa Hawkeyes faced off against Taurasi's Phoenix Mercury. The atmosphere was electric, the tension palpable. Everyone in the arena knew this was more than just a regular season game. It was personal. Clark, fueled by Taurasi's dismissive words, played with a fire in her eyes. She was unstoppable, weaving through defenders, draining shots from everywhere, and dishing out no-look passes that left her teammates speechless. By the final buzzer, Clark had poured in 35 points, leading the Hawkeyes to a resounding victory over Taurasi and the Mercury. The message was clear. Caitlin Clark was not just a flash in the pan, she was here to stay. In the post-game interview, Clark, still buzzing from the win, addressed Taurasi's comments head-on. "Respect isn't given, it's earned on the court," she said, her voice firm. "I'm here to play basketball, to compete at the highest level, and to win championships. I'll let my game do the talking." Her words resonated throughout the league and beyond. Fans and analysts alike praised Clark's maturity and poise. She had responded to Taurasi's challenge not with anger or resentment, but with a performance for the ages. A league divided. Taurasi's comments and Clark's subsequent performance ignited a firestorm of debate. Was Taurasi right to call out Clark, or had she gone too far? Was this a harmless generational battle, or was there genuine animosity between the two stars? The WNBA found itself divided. Some veterans, fiercely loyal to Taurasi, applauded her for standing up for the league's established order. Others, however, felt that her comments were unnecessary and counterproductive, potentially alienating a new generation of fans. The feud between Clark and Taurasi transcended the basketball court. It became a symbolic clash between the old guard and the new, a microcosm of the league's ongoing struggle to find its place in the ever-evolving landscape of professional sports. Clark, with her dazzling skills and infectious enthusiasm, represented the future of the WNBA. She was a once-in-a-generation talent, capable of captivating audiences and elevating the league to new heights. But Taurasi, a fierce competitor and a champion many times over, wasn't ready to relinquish her throne just yet. The rivalry between Caitlin Clark and Diana Taurasi was more than just a feud. It was a gift to the WNBA, a compelling narrative that captured the imagination of fans and brought much-needed attention to the league. Their battles on the court were must-see TV, a showcase of skill, athleticism, and sheer determination. Clark, with her fearless drives to the basket and her limitless range, pushed Taurasi to the limit. And Taurasi, with her veteran savvy and her killer instinct, refused to back down from the challenge. Their contrasting styles only added to the intrigue. Clark was the flashy, high-scoring point guard, a magician with the ball in her hands. Taurasi, on the other hand, was the battle-tested veteran, a clutch shooter with an ice-cold demeanor. Their personalities were just as different. Clark was the humble, soft-spoken leader, always quick to credit her teammates. Taurasi was the fiery competitor, never afraid to speak her mind, even if it ruffled a few feathers. The rivalry between Caitlin Clark and Diana Taurasi was a story still being written. Both players have captivated audiences with their incredible skills, determination, and passion for the game. Their matchups have become must-watch events, drawing in fans from all over the world. Would Clark live up to the hype and lead the WNBA into a new era? Her performances have been nothing short of spectacular, showcasing her ability to score from anywhere on the court and her knack for making her teammates better. The young star has already broken numerous records and continues to push the boundaries of what is possible in women's basketball. Or would Taurasi cement her legacy as the greatest player in league history? With multiple championships, MVP awards, and countless clutch performances, Taurasi has already etched her name in the annals of basketball history. Her leadership and experience make her a formidable opponent, and she shows no signs of slowing down. But one thing was certain, the WNBA was more exciting, more relevant, and more captivating than ever before. The league has seen a surge in popularity, with more fans tuning in to watch the games and more young athletes aspiring to play at the highest level. The influence of these two superstars has been instrumental in this growth. And it was all thanks to the two superstars who dared to challenge each other, and the league itself, to reach new heights. Their rivalry has pushed both players to elevate their games, creating unforgettable moments and inspiring the next generation of basketball players. Who is right in this battle between a legend and a rising star? The answer may not be clear-cut, as both players bring unique strengths and qualities to the court. Their contrasting styles and approaches to the game make their matchups even more intriguing and unpredictable. Is this the dawn of a new era in the WNBA? With the influx of young talent and the continued excellence of veteran players, the league is poised for a bright future. The impact of players like Clark and Taurasi will be felt for years to come as they pave the way for the next wave of stars. And most importantly, is Caitlin Clark the new face of women's basketball? Her rise to stardom has been meteoric, and her influence extends beyond the court. As she continues to grow and develop as a player, the world will be watching to see if she can take the mantle and lead the sport into a new era of greatness.